Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Big Joe Recovery. This is Storytelling Tuesdays. Boom, 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 with my boy Jovan. It's a pleasure to have you on.
Always, man.
And it's great to call you my friend.
It's an honor, man. It's an honor.
Storytelling Tuesdays. So basically, I want to tell our audience here, I was the first story. Told briefly about, some highs and lows. Yeah, addiction, man.
They got me in it now, bro.
But I want to know if we can help some people out there. What was like that rock bottom? What did you have to do to change it? What did you do this last time around that really stuck with you? That you had to do this. You had to make a change in your life.
Right on.
So
all right, everybody, how you doing? My name is Jovan. I'm an addict. I identify as an addict. And when I say I'm an addict, what I came to find out that like the drugs and the substances were actually like those were just symptoms of my actual disease. I'm addicted to more. Joe and I were just talking. First of all, it's an honor and pleasure to be asked to be here. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Honestly, this is my passion right here. Main thing for me is like, look, I've been in and out of treatment since I was 12 years old. When I was 12 years old, I was sent to a detention center on Rikers Island in New York. At that point, there was a barge. They call it the boats in New York, and that's where they sent the detention kids there. But there was no treatment there. But as I got older, in and out of treatments and in and out of jails, institutions, as we say in our fellowship, I would do right. The seed was planted, right. So I remember being in an institution. I was 14 years old. And this group H&I, hospitals and institutions, came in, and I can't remember what they looked like, what they said. All I remember was they had something that I wanted. You talked about the last, right? So I would give you guys like the short version. So you guys understand I've been in and out of treatment, in and out of treatment since I was 12 years old, literally being sent away to detention centers, psych wards, mental hospitals. They just couldn't figure out what's wrong with me. Turns out that I'm suffering from a disease. That's all it was. Listen, you're talking about the 80s and the 90s, so they wasn't really classified as the disease yet. Thank God that, like going forward in time, hindsight going forward, and they said, all right, these people, the addicts and alcoholics, they're not junkies and alcoholics. But let's not write them off. They suffer from a disease. Yes, it's incurable. We can arrest it, and being in that phase today is a blessing, My last is, Joe asked me before, he was like, talk about like that last. And I was like it tears me up every time, but yeah, it gives me gratitude. Like I'm not, like, you know what I'm saying? Like the gratitude, my last was enough. Every time, and first things first, like what got me to keep clean now, my clean date, December 25th, 2018.
Christmas.
It's Christmas Day. So you imagine what Christmas Eve looked like to my family, to my kids, it was not good. It was a complete surrender. But, the truth is that I've tried to get clean for everybody. And all different reasons. I've had probation officers saying, hey, you got to stay clean or this is going to happen. And I was like, yeah, I'll show you. And, I used to pass, piss tests every Tuesday.
Yeah, me too.
And here we go. But until we didn't. Yeah. And then it was like, but, it's this, that. And the truth was I was dirty every single time I walked in there. I have three healthy boys and only one of them's in my life. I've written a lot of steps and I accepted that, like I had that was on me. I pray for them every single night. One of them is in my life, and I pray that the other two, listen, it's 2024. They can go on an app, and when they want to find me, what I'm going to do today, through step work, I'm able to say, look, I'm going to be in a position when those two find me, I'm going to be ready, and I'll have a house, and I'm going to have a place where they can come see me and see, they're not going to come see me in jail. They're not going to come see me at my gravesite. They're going to come see, oh my God, my father got it together, and I'm a successful, productive member of society, right? My last run, my run started in Bronx, New York, and I ended in Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah, you were saying
that's a long run.
Too,
that's a long run, man. My disease took me to the dumpster. Literally, when I say that, I don't mean that like
so from the car to the dumpster.
Literally, I had to give up the car. I had to give up everything. I was I had the car, and then I ended up having to use somebody else's car or use it lightly, you know. I don't want to incriminate myself.
Don't do that.
But you know, one of my last memories of that run was I was actually in a pawn stop and a detective came up to me and she was asking me about the car outside and I said, I don't know anything, miss. And I remember going on a run, living, and I jumped into a dumpster because the dumpster in Arizona, they have wildfires, right? So they have misters on the dumpster. It's 119 degrees, and that's not exaggeration, right?
I know.
So the misters were keeping me alive. Like my body temperature kept going down because of that. But the minute I yeah, exactly. That's legit. I've done it. The minute that I would leave the dumpster facility, my skin was pruning because there's no humidity, so I looked like a raisin. I had no teeth. Today I have teeth. Like I take a real pride in that, you know. Having no teeth to me was, you know, that confidence. I didn't smile, and I don't have nothing to smile about, to be honest with you. But and here's where the disease gets insane, right? The only time I would smile is if somebody donated a cheeseburger to me or something, or like dropped a quarter on the ground. I'd be like, yeah. Like I would chase that. But,
that made you happy at the time?
That saved my life. It wasn't even about being happy. It was a necessity, right? What do you need to live? You need water and food. Yeah. And I didn't have means by any means necessary to get any of those two. So I was drinking the water from the dumpster and that's crazy. And eating half-bitten cheeseburgers like people would throw out. Like they would take the bread off, eat the meat, and like whatever. I was a bird. If you think about it, that's what seagulls do, right? They chase food that you drop at the beach. You drop a fry, the seagull comes down. I was no different from that.
It's like these Hartford pigeons out here. Same
exactly.
Thing.
In NA literature, in step 2, they talk about my life was reduced to animalistic behaviors. Yeah. That's what I was. You know, every single day I woke. I can't even say I woke up. I came through because I never went to sleep. I just nodded out somewhere, right? So saying I woke up was not
complete exhaustion.
That's a complete lie. Like I just exactly, it was like blackouts, and you know, enough was enough. I remember having 1 bar left on my cell phone that I had, and I truly don't even know how I got that cell phone. I found the cell phone, wow. And only number that I can only remember was my father's number. And I called him, and that man picked up on the first ring, and all I remember saying is, Dad, I need help. I need to get out of here. That man, to this day, I don't know why, or because I did that man so dirty that he actually bought me a plane ticket. I have no destination on it. Get to the airport, your ticket's at the will call, and I went to Southwest Airlines, and sure enough, they had a ticket for me. I ended up in Denver, Colorado, and I still didn't have another flight from there. So I ended up running in Denver for another 2 weeks. And I OD'd 2 times. These freaking hippie dudes, you know, they saved my life because they weren't into the hard. But here I go. Wherever I go, there I go. So no matter where I was, I'm a chameleon. So I always found the worst of the worst. So like you put me anywhere, I'll find what I want. So I ended up finding like crystal meth and stuff like that. And I remember these hippie dudes were like, dude, that's not cool. Let's just smoke weed. And that turned into peyote, that turned into mescaline, that turned into The key is it turned into.
Transform.
Exactly. So I had enough there, and then I was able to get somebody's phone from there. They let me use the phone. Next thing you know, I'm on a flight back to New York. That ended up in right around the corner, man, Blue Hills. I ended up getting into detox. There was a 7-day wait. So I detoxed at my brother's house. He helped me out, held me down, you know, and I turned myself in to detox. I had multiple warrants, not knowing there's a state police station at Blue Hills, literally. So literally at the detox center, there's a...
Let's get everything fixed right now.
Listen, honestly, to tell you the God honest truth, and it turned out to be a savior, like when they actually put those handcuffs on me, like there was no fear, there was no anger, there was no running. It was actually thank God. And the guy was like, he put the cuffs in. I was so fragile. I was I was literally like 110 pounds soaking wet. So he actually cuffed in front of me, and I remember looking at the dude with 0 resistance, and he was actually shocked. The cop was like,
cheeseburger.
The cop was actually like, that's it. I was like, dude, please take me. Thank you, God. I need 3 meals. In a cot, right? That's what they say. And I ended up having to go to
3 hots in the cot.
Yeah, they extradited me to the New Haven. So I was at Whaley,
yep.
And then I spent a couple months there. But here's the thing, I I used in jail. You know what I'm saying? So I actually like
got a little comfortable.
I just talked about I'm a chameleon. Doesn't matter where you take me. I found the cool kids, and I ended up using in jail, and I OD'd in jail. In Whaley Ave, in Memorial 1, I believe it was called, the dorms, and they had me in S unit, brought me over there.
Yeah,
and
they
were
got East and West block.
I ended up in the infirmary. They took care of me there, and then once I was TS'd out of there, it was straight back to Blue Hills. I ended up going to detox with one bag of one pair of white socks, one pair of what used to be white underwear, let's call them. They were like off yellow, and a white tee in the middle of December, so it was cold. Ooh. And that set this journey off. The gift of desperation and the pain was great enough. That was my last time using in the bathroom in the dorm of a jail. And thank God that I actually turned it over. From there, it was, here's the biggest thing I can give anybody out there in the world is taking the suggestions. Yes, and yes. Yes, we said yes to all the drugs. Yeah, you want to do this? Yeah, you want a lot? Yeah. You want a beer? Yeah. So why not take that gift, all those yeses, and turn it into recovery? Yep. When I was at detox, they said, you want to go upstairs to the 28 day? Yes. When I was at the 28 day, do you want to go to a 3-month program? Yes. When I was at the 3-month program, do you want to go to a 6-month men's program?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. The truth is the answer was always no, but the answer that came out of my mouth was yes, yes, yes. I yesed myself into 11 months of treatment and then went to a sober house for another 2 years, which led me to having a bank account, being clearing out all my warrants, getting visitation rights to my son, which now today I actually have him in my life. Yep. So I yesed myself into a great career. I yesed myself into having cars, a wife. I'm about to have a child who's due, honestly, almost any minute now. She's about 8 months pregnant, so keep saying yes to recovery, and this is where you could go. Like, I got teeth today. Like, I yesed myself into a dentist chair. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, next week.
They were like, hey, it's a great feeling. I never forget walking out, and it hurt to smile because they had to drill some stuff in. But I remember walking out that dentist's office in a lot of pain. But you couldn't take the smile off my face because I was able to look you in the eyes and smile with no shame. It's different. I don't have black gums, and every single morning I wake up and my gums were infected, so I had to wipe my mouth, and it smelled like, I don't even know. You guys know that smell when you have an infection. So because I said yes, I have multiple years. I work with sponsees. Today I'm a sponsor. Nice. I have sponsees. I have a life that's worth living. I have a sponsee that just celebrated 2 years clean, which is like a miracle because his story is just like mine. I was there from him, helping him get him into detox. And, I get to hang out and meet people like you that we talk every day. Yeah. I'm the recovery community center coordinator. Like, what? Like, that sounds insane.
I would have thought that years ago.
At the beginning of this story, you wouldn't think that I'd end up to be a recovery center community coordinator, which is like, what does it even mean? I'm still feeling that like don't belong feeling, but I do belong, and I know that
this is your calling.
Yeah,
it's what we do.
My calling. I don't know. I've tried everything else. This is the first job I ever had in my life where I look forward to going to work. Like, I go to bed early to wake up early to get to work on time, and I walk in here and I'm like, this is where I belong. I've never had a bad day at work. I'm getting to talk recovery with recoveries and recovery coaches.
It helps you work on your stuff.
Yeah, it's like I'm going to my family's house when I come to work. That's insane. It's insane that they pay me to do this. Listen, if you guys upstairs ever get this message, God bless, but I have insurance, a 401k. That's unheard of stuff. Like I just said, I didn't have enough to get a sip of water. And then today I have a savings account, which is freaking pretty awesome. So God bless. Keep coming. Take the suggestions and just say yes. You know when they said just say no to drugs? We've done that. Let's go with just say yes today. Yes to the next. Yes to helping me. If somebody reaches out to you, and here's another thing. If somebody asks you if you're okay and you're not, put that pride and ego and say, you know what, I'm not okay.
Talk about it.
If
someone's willing to listen.
Being vulnerable is the main thing, right? Yeah. I go to meetings and I share stuff with, at first we're strangers, now they're family members. So there's no secrets will keep me sick. So I share my secrets with my inner network, and I share the message with my NA family.
There's no really bad secrets anymore. There is
Listen, the most two powerful words I've ever heard in recovery are "me too."
Yeah.
I would tell people,
Say it
listen, I
all the
was
time.
molested when I was 9 years old, and somebody would say, you know what, me too. How do we get through this? How'd you get through it? And they would tell me how they got through it, and then I could tell the next person. So
That's
like,
it.
there's nothing out there that
We don't keep it, we give it away, right?
Exactly. You can't keep it without giving it away. That's actually very true. And there's nothing out there that like, listen, what's done is done. What happened happened. I don't regret anything because like I just saw something the other day. My sponsor had sent me, and it said something like, we forget the past, but we remember the lessons.
Yep.
So it's like, you know what? Don't hold on to the past. Just remember the lessons. So if that hurt, how do we get through it? There's a learning lesson in it. You know, over multiple years, you know, I remember my sponsor saying, "Hey, buy a suit because you're going to bury a lot of people." And I've done over dozens of people that didn't make it through. You know, with clean time.
Yeah.
You know, the most recent was my sponsor's best friend. You know, the man had, I think, like almost 2 years, and he went out one time and made that one bad decision. And knowing that I'm humble enough to know I'm one bad decision away from having a complete different lifestyle. I'm one wrong turn off the highway. I'm wrong, you know what I'm saying? I can't make the phone call because I changed everything, numbers, emails, my whole life. These phones right here are just loaded with NA, and that's it. I don't have any, like nothing in there to hide. And that's a good feeling too, being able to put my phone down without having to like hide nothing. I can leave them right side up in my house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's huge. I got no secrets. So listen, man, it's an honor to be here to speak to you guys. I'm blessed, and any questions, talk to Big Joe, call somebody, be vulnerable, talk about it. Secrets will keep you sick, and just say yes. I love you guys.
Thank you. Another great addition to Big Joe Recovery. Thank you, Jovan.
Absolutely, brother.
Appreciate you, brother. Love you too, bro.
Man, I appreciate it. It's an honor.
That's real friendship right there. Keep the ones by your side that really care about you.
That's it.
Communication.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Take care, everybody. Talk to you soon.